7 billion people, if they had all had their minds and consciousness focused, everything, just everything have to yield.
What if 7 billion people opened themselves up and gave all of their focus? Our entire world would be… it'd be heaven on earth.
Welcome
To another episode of Learn With Us.
Learn With Us, where we take videos that could change your day for the better, and we react to them and have fun doing it. So come have fun with us while we learn with you.
So today we're watching a video from popular demand, another one on Sadhguru, the man, the myth, the legend. This one's about unwavering focus.
The only reason most of the humanity goes about their life, blundering through their life, not knowing which way to go, is because they keep shifting the direction of their life too often.
Pretty much the idea that rather than having a path and sticking to it, we think that searching in all the different places is what's going to bring us somewhere. Like, I think there's twofold to it, because I think you want to be searching everywhere.
Yep.
But I think what he's more saying is the way in which you search needs to be focused.
Yeah, this already, what he's saying, makes me think of the importance of giving yourself absolutely fully to things. It's something that I call like blind faith. It's if you know you need to go somewhere or do something or anything like that, the only way that it's going to happen is if you give yourself fully to it, even if there's no guarantee that it's going to happen or that you're going to succeed. Or you should also break out of the concept of success or failure.
Yeah.
It's all about the continual process of growth.
Which is also interesting, because the reason probably why a lot of people don't stay focused on one thing is that fear of failure.
Yes.
And that ability
Yes.
of like, if I give everything to this and it breaks down, I am worth nothing. When really, if you don't identify with the thing you're doing, all of your focus is just expanding you, but it's not going to be something you can lose.
And something that I came to recently that your comment made me think of is, if you don't give yourself the ability to be hurt by something or the possibility of failure or pain or anguish or breakup or anything like that, you're not going to be able to feel those amazing emotions, those passion emotions that can come out of that, of giving yourself fully to something. Because if you're not being vulnerable enough with it so that it can do something like hurt you, then the range goes both ways. Then you're just going to be stuck in this small little
Your
frequency.
entire spectrum of life is smaller.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that was a rant.
If your energies can crackle and your mind is focused, then this will just build in that direction. Because the mind is shifting and shifting and shifting focus, it does not know which way to build. The very life within you is confused. It doesn't know which way to go.
This is another thing where I think our culture is confused on what it means to have like a purpose or a passion throughout life. Because I think rather than searching for the core of ourselves, we're looking for what does the world most need and how can I edit myself to be that thing. And then that leads people to be like, well, the world needs this, 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 and that. And then they'll try to be some or just like lose themselves in that process.
Yeah.
Whereas if they turn the other direction, went inward with it, all of a sudden the things that you are actually really good at and like can bring the most value to the world through doing are revealed. And when you get that, I think your focus becomes so much stronger naturally.
And that aligns a lot with this book I'm reading called Ikigai. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the term, but it's the idea that every single person has a purpose in life, and it's the blending of all of the best qualities of you, and you need to find that. And it's in the book they talk about this thing called logotherapy. It's a type of therapy that allows you to find what's fulfilling for you and search that out and recognize that that is what's going to create a great life for you. And it comes from within. It comes from within. It comes from knowing what you have to offer to the world, because every single person has something amazing and all different to offer to the world.
Yeah, and then it's like if you have that core from the get-go, then your focus will not shift. Like maybe different things around your focus will shift, but this thing of like what I can become is there.
And you had mentioned to me a quote one time. It's like, don't do what the world needs or what you think the world needs. Like, do what makes you feel alive and makes you feel passionate, because the world needs people who feel alive.
Yes.
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 At least 95% of the human energy is simply wasted because most human beings cannot hold anything in their focus for any substantial amount of time. Otherwise, each of them would be opening up a new window, a new door to something else. 7 billion people, if they had all had their minds and consciousness focused, everything, just everything have to yield. Nothing would be unexplored.
Dude, that's one of the things I love about this man, is that rather than the frequent dialogue about 7 billion people being a problem on Earth, he goes, what if 7 billion people opened themselves up and gave all of their focus? Our entire world would be... it'd be heaven on Earth.
Explored.
It would be heaven on Earth.
And if we were all had a humble mindset enough to know that the things that other people are exploring, that you want to learn about that. Because those people are going to become experts in those areas. And not something we were talking about in a recent reaction video is how, especially in American culture, we oftentimes feel like we have to say we know everything. Like have a lot of pride around, oh, I believe this, I'm so strong in these beliefs.
Yes.
But instead, what if we flip that to, I know the things that I know that I've really dived into. If we were all dived into our own things, but then everyone else has dived into their own things as well, and I want to learn all those things because I don't know.
If one keeps his mind, his energies and his consciousness organized in one direction for a certain period of time, he not only realizes the nature of this life, the past 84 creations that have happened, they are also here. Everything could be explored by human consciousness.
That kind of goes back to the idea of if you explore one thing specifically so deeply, it unlocks all the other things that are down at that level.
Things that you wouldn't have even known are there, or part of it. The repetition is so important. It's not about doing one big thing in your life. It's about small things that you do that you repeat every day. Those things that you continually have your focus on, that's the only way that you can give yourself fully to it. You can't give yourself fully to something just like that.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah. And it's also the way you go about it every day. Like if you're doing a certain practice daily, the thing that's going to make it profound is how you're doing the practice daily.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
and if
yes.
you're fully present with that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think a lot of the things that we like say we want to get good at and we try for like 15 minutes a day every day and then just like drop off after 2 weeks, we just haven't been giving ourselves to in the same way. Like it's always like us comparing ourselves to some future idea of what we want to be.
Yeah.
And then we get
Yeah.
sad because we're not there yet.
And maybe 15 minutes a day of doing that thing isn't what you need. Maybe it's 2 minutes. Maybe it's 1 minute. Maybe it's 30 seconds at the start. You know?
Yeah.
And then you build it up, build it up, build it up.
Yeah.
My mom tells me all the time that she's learned that it's less what you're doing and more how you're being in life with what those things you're doing. Because how you're being comes first, and from that comes those great external things. Those great external things that you're able to start doing. You can't start doing great things unless you're being great.
That's tasty.
Thank you again, Sadhguru.
Yes, another beauty. Also, did you notice how like blissed out he looked during this? Like he kept like pausing and being like,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
And it's interesting because he'll always say like, never done a drug, but I'm
Yeah.
always stoned.
Yeah.
And then in videos like that, you see it, except then you hear the way he speaks, and it's like perfectly clear on the same line, whereas a stoner would be looking the same, but then disorganized in
Yeah.
the thoughts,
Yeah.
or like organized, but in like a different way that's not as like profound and direct.
It's different, but it's has a similar, I imagine, like calming effect.
You can tell he's on like a similar level of just peace,
Yeah.
but he's not escaping it. He's just in it.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy. Well,
Fire.
thanks for watching, everyone.
Yes, like, subscribe, let us know what you thought, and much love.
Much love.